I'm in real trouble and I have to sell. That's a situation that I hate to hear from an investor, but occasionally I get that from them. It's a tough position to be in, and it really hamstrings our options, but it doesn't get rid of our options. The worst thing you can do as an investor, as an owner, is to stick your head in the mud or in the dirt and ignore the problems. First and foremost, we got to get in touch with the bank and find out the status of your loan. It may be a short sale situation where they'll work with us. Maybe they'll be generous. Maybe they'll be lenient for 3 or 4 months while we look at this property and defer the interest payments. They can be your friend if you work with them. Not always, but you got to communicate with them. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, can we fix it? It may be some simple things that we could do to fix it. It might be a management company. It might be a management company change. It might be you taking over a more active role in the management. That simple things impact a property and get it to this point sometimes where it's not cash flowing and it's hurting an owner. Like the occupancy is down to 50%, half the units are vacant. Sometimes when I go to a property with high vacancies, I find that a significant portion of those are move-in ready with a little bit of carpet cleaning and maybe some paint. Very inexpensive, typical make-believe things. People just haven't done it. If you have that high a vacancy, you may have too high of rent. You may have a manager who doesn't return calls. One of the principles that we tell all of our property owners and that we live by with our properties is if you get a call for a lease, you execute it today. We don't wait till tomorrow. That's the highest and most valued activity of any property manager. If they don't execute a lease, what are they doing there? So really, really look at that and start putting some urgency on executing leases. Maybe you can get the occupancy up and maybe you can get a little bit more wiggle room so you can correct this property. Expenses are another area. You may be spending way more than you need to for certain things. Go through those expenses with a critical eye and look at every line item and see where you can cut out of the property expenses. Maybe you can get some cash flow back there. Even things like property taxes, it's a longer term strategy, but you can go protest those during certain months of the year and get them reduced. I go every year on every one of my properties, and you should also. The key is with a property that is in trouble is it's very easy to get overwhelmed by the whole situation. Totally overwhelmed to where you don't know what to do first. The key is focus on the things you can control and don't worry about the others. You can still mow the grass. You can still pick up garbage. You can still answer your phone. You can still execute a lease. You can still balance your checkbook and balance your payables and your receivables and your profit and loss. Those are the things that when you start doing them